Okay, so I'm walking down to my shed right now. And then I'm gonna start. Why is this? Then I'm gonna start this major work. There's two different types of demons, and there's one of them is the outside. I don't know what it's called, but it's
External?
Yeah. There's one that's an external demon, and that's the demon. And this was written in like 80s or something like that when cigarettes were massive.
Yeah.
And it says the demons where there's and it's all like about influence. So there's people around you smoking. There's people on billboards.
And it was cool.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There's the fact that it was cool, and the fact that it was being advertised on all the big screens and all that.
Yeah.
And so that was the first demon, and it gets into your head. And then once the first demon has sucked you in, as soon as you smoke, the second demon gets into your lungs, and it builds up into your lungs. And the thing is, the demon needs to constantly be fed, but as it gets fed, it kills you because it gets stronger, because the demon gets stronger inside you.
Yeah.
And so the only way it can be fed is through smoke, and the more it gets fed, the more stronger it gets, the more it kills
So it's like an analogy.
And yeah. And then it was like talking about all that, and it was a very smart book.
But the funny thing is
It was
in
just
that,
a little 80s comic book.
yeah, but in that example, the demon actually is addiction.
Yeah,
Like,
no, that's
it's
what
not,
that it is.
Yeah, it's not that, and this is the weird thing that we didn't know back in the 70s and the 80s, or the 60s probably more so, we probably knew by the 80s, but in the 60s and 70s, they used to advertise on TV, smoking's good for you. They used to actually say that. They said it's good for you, it's fine, there's nothing wrong with it, it's all good. It's not going to hurt you, because they didn't know.
But it's weird how
They
addiction
can't say it if they didn't know that.
It's weird how addiction happens because, like, you don't think that it's actually happening until it happens.
Until you take it away.
Yeah.
No, yeah, because
That's
people
the
who
hard part.
smoke, they're
People
always
like-
I'm like, stop smoking, man, and they're like,
I can stop
no,
tomorrow.
I'll do it soon, I'll do it, it's all good. And I'm like, dude, you would say that like 5 weeks ago, sort of thing.
But the thing is you can become addicted to so many things. I'm addicted to chocolate. Now I'm lucky that the worst it's going to do is it's going to make me more fat. But I'm lucky that it's not going to, I mean, eventually it would kill me if I was addicted to a massive amount. Luckily I can monitor it.
Yeah.
Some people are addicted to something and they're in excess. Everything's excess. Everything's massive. So if they're addicted to smoking, it's a pack a day. If they're addicted to drinking, it's 10 beers a night. If they're addicted to chocolate, it's 2 blocks. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm lucky, yes, I'm addicted to chocolate, but it's a little amount each day. Do you know
what? I read this. No, my friend told me this. Jaden Dada, he's a genius, so trust me, it's not fake, it's actual factual. So do you know what dopamine is?
Yeah.
Okay, so apparently smoking a cigarette gives you less dopamine than masturbating.
Oh my god.
Literally.
Dopamine's the happy drug that you get for doing something.
So
that makes
whatever,
you happy.
yeah.
So it could be.
I don't think that works.
It could be like physical exercise or yeah.
That's true.
Or it could
so
be
like
chocolate, or it can be anything.
masturbation.
Oh my god.
It could be.
That's smoking.
That's funny.
Well, smoking, like...
Yeah, but you don't know because we're not smokers. There is a hit that you get.
Yeah, but it's smaller than...
Well, we don't know. We can't.
Well, it's been scientifically proven.
Yeah.
And then you go to cocaine and it's like times 3 million.
Yeah. But we can't, you can't judge in terms of, because, we don't know, but... And the other thing I notice is that different things give different people hits. So some people are more needy and they get a better hit from recognition and
exactly.
like stroking their ego and that kind of thing. Like, oh my god, you're amazing and you've done this. And some people get a real hit from that. Other people satisfy that internally. They tell themselves they're proud of themselves, so they don't need that external recognition.
No.
Some people need an artificial hit, which is smoking, drugs, alcohol, all that kind of, like an artificial thing to make them feel better. You know, Like, it's funny, isn't it? Everyone's different.
Some people love physical activity, and you know when you
Yeah, and
finish
the
physical
ginger
activity, that one time when we did the run and then we felt good after.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
Or
I
after
always
I
love
did
the
my bushwalk.
pain. Like, it's weird. I always
You're
love the
random.
pain after.
I love the
Oh, the pain after. I think
Yeah.
it meant during. Everyone likes that after because it feels like they've done some work.
Dominatrix or whatever
But
they're
I thought you
called.
meant during, and I'm like, whoa.
Don't.
Whip.
You like that pain.
Yeah.
But it is
No,
weird, isn't
no.
it? How everyone has something different that they like.
I don't know what I like.
Guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really like this process. It's quite hard to figure out what I should do right now because this is way too heavy. This is alright, but there's going to be added stuff like concrete and metal to this one, which also adds the weight. I really just feel demotivated enough to just, I really don't know, like, I want to do it. I'm going to make 5 of these, but it's quite a hard process because they're just bits of wood trying to make something that doesn't look like it yet. Oh, but this major work is bloody hard, I tell ya. And if you're watching this, if you're going through the same situation, I know how it feels not to just do it because you get injured or you do something else or you want to do, oh, it looks like this or something. But I'm gonna start cutting this up like that. I'm gonna try and make this one kind of relate to this old one, and then also have that eucalyptus wood inside it as well. I have heaps of eucalyptus down there. And kind of trying to say that this wood is trying to take over and be the new everlasting wood that is going to, in the end, be the main form of the sculpture, of the 5th sculpture. But yeah, this chatting actually clears my mind. It's actually really good. Didn't want to do it, but it actually says, well, try. Just try it and see how it goes. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't really matter. Like, at least you've tried your hardest, which I'm aiming to get a band 6. That's where my head is at right now. Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Do you know, what are you going to do next? You tell me now.
So,
Talked about.
I'm gonna do the concepts of the 5 different sculptures that I'm gonna do
Yep. Where?
on that page.
Okay.
I don't know why I put red on that, but I'm
Doesn't
gonna cover up with blue.
Yeah.
With green.
Blue.
Yeah.
With green.
Yeah, that's
And,
fine. That doesn't matter.
I'm gonna make it like
I
a
don't think
natural.
you did put it on. I think it's just from this.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And then after you've done your 5 concepts, we can touch base again and ad lib. You know, like I said, we could grow a plant in it. We could
I'll
add the ring.
put-
So think
Yeah,
big.
yeah.
Think really conceptual. Push the boundaries
I'll
for each
put
one.
it in
Push the boundaries.
He knows what I mean.
I'll put it in pencil first, and
Yeah,
then we'll
definitely. And we can do that.
Yeah.
And then what's the next step after that? Because I think what you're struggling with is
then
what to
starting
do.
it.
And
But I've already started the first ever one, but it's a bit big, bit thick.
Okay, so that's been a good example. Because now you go, well, I've got 5 of these, this is not going to fit, I need it to be this size, not this size.
Yeah.
You need to do prototypes, you know, that's fine, that's normal. So
Okay.
you might go, nah, you know, you've documented it, but you might go, nah, too big, too small, too whatever, I'm not going to use this one. But remember, once you come up with your first one, then what's the next step?
Then doing all 5.
Yes.
But doing
Making
all 5 with this
5
wooden
consistently.
wooden
Then,
sculpture.
yes, then go back and embellish. Even if you make this first one, but you want to put some embellishment on it, that's fine.
Yeah.
Don't, like what we were saying,
Well, I'm
Lots,
gonna
is
paint this
don't build
one, yeah.
all of sculpture 1 first, then all of sculpture 2 with all its bits, then 3. Don't go through the evolution.
So build the
journey.
base of
Build
all
the
of
base
them.
of all of them. It'll make it easier. Then
Yeah.
conceptually, you just go creative. It's
I
easy.
hate doing the base.
That's why.
'Cause
Get
then-
it done.
Because then when you do the, oh, it's better than doing all this you've already done. But with,
I like this.
oh god, I would just.
He's so conceptual. He's
Look-
a design. Conceptual
I
design.
mean, I like conceptual
Look at the
stuff, but
nice-
I like talking about it. I don't like writing
Yeah,
it
you're
down.
more an interactive designer.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah,
But he's
you're-
he did, that
I'm more like
exhausts him.
I'll write it all
I'll
down.
have
And
this
then,
conversation with him now for half an hour, and he'll want 2 hours with no shut up. He'll go, okay, go away. Seriously, it exhausts him.
it's just me.
I just want to
It's
keep
fun.
talking.
Yeah, me too.
I don't want to keep talking
we will
about
have a lot of fun.
That's why the teachers
Like,
are
okay,
like,
tell me.
they're like, okay, so does anyone want to answer this? I'm like, miss, and they're like, okay, we don't want
Okay,
like some
lovely.
freaking essay on it. They're like,
And they're like, okay, is anyone who
Yeah.
hasn't had a chance to
yeah, that's what they're all like.
Please deserve it to me in class. Okay, anyone other than Leonie that's got an idea on this? And I'd be like,
It's so
because
funny.
you can't help, because we're very extroverted.
It's so funny because one time we were in science class and I was just talking with my mates because I talk a lot, and so
Right.
he like so liked me a lot, but like
You like me a lot.
he realized that I was talking, and he like asked me a question. I don't remember what it was on, and I answered it smack bang on, and he's like, "Oh, so you were listening?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know this stuff." And he's like, "Oh."
So you're talking while.
He was talking, but he already
No,
knew
but I
it.
already knew
Yeah.
the
Answer.
content because it was about the
He was trying to catch
cells
you
and
out.
that.
But
Yeah,
then
I
it's
know.
like, shit.
when teachers do
Shit,
that.
you
It's
don't.
funny.
Shit. That's funny. Okay, we're going to let you be so you can get on with your stuff.
Glue this down.
Do you want to talk about it? Thanks.
Hmm.
Do you want to talk
That's
about it more?
Particular. That's his
Yeah.
detailed.
Detailed
He may not want that glue down. That might be part of the facet of what he's doing.
Maybe glue it down.
I didn't know.
And dinner underneath. It's the underneath sculpture.
Mm-hmm. Well, it kind of helps with the three-dimensional nature. So much work. Just be careful, please, with the pages. Oh.
But yeah, I'll get on to that. I'll do these 2 pages now.
Does that reinvigorate you with your concept and your design?
Yeah, it does.
Good.
Hey, Mom.
Yes, ma'am.
You see how this is all very frizzy?
Yep.
Well, if I get an even smaller needle, that can all be put into.
I think they should be this thick, maximum this thickness. Like, see this one? Can you not move?
Sorry.
See this one?
Are you kidding?
Yeah, I would like it small,
Mom.
like really thin.
Yeah,
This-
it needs thin.
This is like really, really thin for a dread. This is even thin. They're usually bigger than this.
I know, but I like them thin. I'm just telling you what I like. You can do what you want. And Uncle Dan came back. Let me read you the
I want to
descriptions.
see what his dreads were.
They were thick enough.
They were
Can
just.
you show me? Nelson, you wouldn't even.
There was a picture, lock.
And then I try and go into science after that, then I've already wasted say 10 years or something. And all the other people that have already been in science have already gotten all that knowledge, right? And I'm just starting out, but I'm at the age.
So
And
do you
it's
know
like-
what?
No, don't interrupt. Just let me finish.
I know what
See,
you're saying.
So yeah, so there's that, and then the other thing is if I start on science, and then I go all through my life doing science, doing that, I help people and shit like that. Then I could have the regret of never going for music.
Yeah.
And then I could be
Yes, I know.
40 and thinking, oh my god, I could have been a musician, but I never went for it. And then the other option is if I take both of them, like I could work on both of them at the same time, but then both of them could be half-assed, and then I could never get anywhere with either of them because they'd both be mediocre and never exceeding. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and you could walk out on the road and get hit by a car. You can't plan for woulda, coulda, shoulda. You can't plan for that.
Yeah,
so
that's why I'm saying.
What I'm saying now is now my time to talk.
Yeah.
Is this is the moment when you're going to need to go against your rating on your flexibility, and you are going to need to possibly have things operating simultaneously, which you don't like, but you might need to pursue your musical career as a hobby on the side and pursue another career vocationally that is going to earn you money, because it's so risky doing 100% music. You're going to have to at some point bite the bullet and say, well, you know, I need something else to back me up. It's either stacking shelves at Coles or it's actually going and studying and doing something serious.
But seriously, I think you would get bored if you just do one thing at a time. Like, doing music, it's fun, but you need to write every single day. You're going to be on your own most of the time.
Not just fun.
But then
it then becomes a
but
job.
then I feel like there'd be no point in going for it in the first place if I can only give it my half because I'm also doing another thing.
But it's
so
not-
then everyone else who is going full 100%, they would always exceed.
But
But
your
people-
definition of giving half and 100%, it's not correct.
You can put in 100% for 20 minutes and exceed so much more than people who put in a whole day of effort, but they only do like 20% effort. Like they only do like.
It's not proportionate. So unfortunately, the thing that we all learn, which you know is different to what Dad and I were taught. When we grew up, we were told, "You put in the effort, you'll get the reward." Unfortunately, that doesn't necessarily translate in business and in careers.
You'd be more smarter
You could
now.
they're all about working smarter and not harder. You can actually be doing a degree and only have 15 contact hours nowadays, right? You can have a full-time freaking career whilst you're studying science. You can do both. It's very different. When we went to uni, there was a lot higher contact hours because you had to go to lectures. Now they stream their lectures. People don't even go to lectures. They go to the tutes, the tutorials. So you've got a lot more time to do stuff. So people work, 3, 4, 5 days a week. Do you know what I mean? Like there's more, because of technology, there's more opportunity to do other things at the same time. And I would probably recommend that, you consider that. Now, we don't need to make a decision tonight.
No.
We're not going to. But I think in your day and age, it's going to be more about simultaneously pursuing different things. Nelson's going to be whatever he's doing study-wise. He's also going to be tinkering down the back, making this, doing commissions, doing this. He's already doing it. Multiple things at different times on different things. And I think, to be honest, I think that's what your era is going to be like, is pursuing lots of different avenues. I wouldn't be surprised if you're studying, you're still tutoring students, you're still producing music for someone, you're in a band. I wouldn't be surprised with all of that. You don't have to do one thing. And
that's
all
how-
it takes is you get picked
that
up.
sounds pretty
All it takes is you
interesting.
get picked up because you played a song in a band, bang.
You're
You
gone.
put your degree on
You're gone.
hold and you're off. That's
And-
all it could take.
And the thing is, like, I watched a video and everything on money and the basis of money. It's actually a really bad concept how they do it. But to get rich is not what you do for like just an average job. To get rich is to do something that you love, but do multiple things. So having
Yeah.
streamlines of different stuff. Just
Yeah.
Well, Dad
come-
talks about it
coming
all
to
the time.
And
Dad
it's
talks about
things
passive
that you
income.
have to be, you have to
active
like.
income.
Because if you don't like it, then you're not motivated. If you're not motivated, you
Totally.
won't do it.
yeah.
And the more motivated, like you look at Nelson,
Look
Like-
at exactly.
he's bloody insane.
Kick-ass. He's
like,
insane.
Actually kick-ass.
For a
Motivation,
17-year-old, the amount of
work.
productivity and effort
Yeah.
and like the work rate that he
And it's all
does,
because he's passionate.
it's because he
Yeah,
loves
it is.
it.
It all starts from doing what you love and then creating something out of it, because you're not going to spend so much time doing something that you hate.
But have you ever seen me actually write like 1 + 1? Like, I don't do
Yeah, well,
that. So what I'm doing now is just gonna carve this one like that one, but without
that. I'm going to cover it really nice, so really smooth, and got elegance to it. I'm going to try and make it perfect, so. And then I'll paint it, but I want to finish the form tonight. So it might take me until like 6, and it's like 4 now. So let's go.
That's the thing. That's
yeah,
what
that's
I'm
the
saying.
thing.
That's right.
That's just not me.
That's not him. Does that help you a bit more? And it's hard because it's
Yeah.
looking at something which is completely against how you like to process things. You like to process things sequentially, one
I'm
at a
just feeling if I
time.
don't go for the risk, if I don't go for the just go for it, then I won't make it.
In
Well,
what?
the thing is that
Music.
you could go for it and still not make it.
Well, that's why.
100%.
But that's why I'm
So
saying.
that's why I don't think you do.
Either way, I could just not make it.
That's
what I'm
right.
saying.
That's why you've got to do multiple things. You've got to
But
have
I
a
don't know
backup
if
plan.
Doing the backup safe option is going to be.
Right, so this is actually more interesting. Plus, if I turn my music into a career, I'm going to hate it because now I've suddenly got to produce an album every 6 months and I've got this pressure. It suddenly becomes a job. Remember Garrett said
Look, that could happen, but it could be a reverse of that because it depends on people's personalities.
I know, but I'm giving you
Usually someone who is
the alternative to what he
yeah,
wants.
that's right. Usually someone who is it's quite fascinating reading people in this space, right? Someone who is really driven in music or the creative arts. They have a real desire for creative flair. They can't be doing the same thing routinely over and over. They hate it. They need to be constantly stimulated with new challenges that are taking them in all sorts of different directions. They need total flexibility with their time. They cannot do a 9 to 5 thing that just does their head in.
Yeah.
So they need to have that time where they're doing things where their creative time can thrive, right? And some people have got the opposite of that. Some people might have a great talent for the creative arts, like painting or music, but they can't stand the lack of structure in the process because that's what it is.
Okay, so the concrete I thought I had.
It's solidified
And took shape of the bag. So now I'm pouring in. This is probably so bad for you, but I'm pouring in all the little bits
into a container and then trying to see if that works. And this dodge of a shed.
In a laboratory.
And it's the thing, the people that you meet in these situations, it changes you in a whole different pathway.
Yeah.
Like you don't know who you're gonna meet, what you're gonna meet. You could start up a company with one other guy and then make it into a multi-million-dollar business. That's the aspect of life, just this change of different stuff. But it's just the way in which you interact with other people, and if you're not a dickhead, then that's good. But what I'm saying to you, I've already thought about like success and how success is related into different people's lives. and success is not measured. Success is measured in a different ways for different people. So success could be like having family, just having that sense of security and a family, just for one person. That could be the whole be on and end all. But like I watched a documentary on the highest highest IQ person in the world. And in year 6, he was already doing year 12 maths problems. And he was so smart that his teachers hated him because he was smarter than the teachers.
Because they couldn't teach him.
They couldn't teach him. He was teaching them.
Yeah.
And the
That's
teachers hated him.
Very rare.
But now...
But he wouldn't have had any friends, so it would have been very lonely.
Yes.
But now he's not a billionaire. He's not the guy that is plastered all over the walls. He's a guy that is just a farmer because he just loves farming. He just loves nature, and that's all he is.
I don't know. I just want to do something that has a purpose.
I like that
But
aspiration.
look, you need to think about.
Leaves a mark.
But in saying that, and I think that's very honourable. I like it. But everything has a purpose, so you need to look for the purpose in what you do a lot of the time.
So I'm thinking that I should. Look at that. It's very fragile, so I'm going to take care of it. See this crack? I should get a bit of lighting. Okay. See this crack? That's going straight through the middle. The only thing that's holding this form up is in there, is in the inside. In there. This has a major crack straight down the middle. So I'm thinking of putting glue all over the top and trying to keep it down, and then these bits concrete, but also blacken them so they look part of the sculpture.